let me exchange with you with regard to the rights of the older persons and disabled persons, and also the rights of minorities and indigenous peoples, and also on those suffering from HIV/AIDS. So first of all, with the disabled persons, my first question is to know, how are you going to fulfill the implementation of the protocol on the rights of disabled persons? You have ratified this. The Commission is very pleased to see that you adopted in May 2025 on the law on persons with disabilities in accordance with Article 54 of your Constitution. Now, in the context of this law, the Commission would like to know what are the concrete measures that the state is taking or has taken to guarantee that disabled persons have inclusive and equitable access based on their choices and life choices. This is Article 12 of your law of 2025. In addition, how does the state guarantee to disabled women access that is non-discriminatory and accessible for reproductive health in terms of their needs during that period? Thirdly, with regard to your 2025 law, you spoke about the provisions on violence, gender-based violence. You also talked about the youth tribunal. What are the specific steps you're taking to ensure that disabled women really, truly have access to justice when they've faced gender-based violence, abuse? I know that you have different types of disabled persons, but how are the disabled women, do they have access to justice as provided for in this law? The Commission is very happy to see the law number 7 of 2022 on mental health and the National Action Plan on Mental Health for 2021 to 2025, as well as the National Directives or Guidelines on Health, mental health. So I'm wondering then, can you indicate to us disaggregated data for the disabled persons? We do have a National Council's statistics, but I'm wondering if you have national statistics that you can provide to us. The Kenyan government, have they taken concrete measures to combat the use of negative terms in some sections of your Constitution of 2010? We noted this. How do you anticipate strengthening your legislative, administrative, and communications framework to eliminate the use of stigmatizing terms or pejorative terms when referring to disabled persons? We would also like some precision on the steps that you have taken in terms of Article 33 of the law of 2025, and more specifically, what strategies has Kenya taken to reduce the cost of services for equipment and services required by disabled persons, just to ensure access to by all to these services. I know you have considered your fiscal provisions as far as disabled persons, but there's also accommodation, transport. All of this needs to be accessible by disabled persons as well. In Kenya, do you have a national plan of action or a program to protect persons living with albinism? In addition, we'd like to know, What mechanisms and specific steps taken in Kenya to ensure that disabled persons participate in drafting all policies and initiatives aimed at promoting and protecting their rights? We're aware that you have a National Council for Disabled Persons, but I'd like to know what specific measures are you taking to ensure that the disabled persons can participate in these initiatives? What concrete steps are you taking to not have a charity model, but ensuring that you have an approach, a rights-based approach for disabled persons and not just charity? So these are the questions that I had on disabled persons.